Is it on?
It's on. We're live. We're not really live, but we're recording. Welcome
Well,
back to the Saga of Blood Channels. Ballchannels, excuse me.
Ballchannels.
Yes. See, Blood Channels sounds so much more appropriate, but this isn't that kind of fortress. This is...
No, no, this is Ballchannels.
Yes. So
I
when we
was
left
informed.
our
Sorry, go ahead.
fortress,
No, you go, go.
I think we were in the middle of trying to get our fortress's farming operation up and running.
Yes, you had some very reasonable plans to start a farm so that you could feed people, which was very intelligent of you. I was informed last time that it mostly sounds like I am partially drunk through these recordings, so I am not drunk. I'm just like this. You know, there's nothing wrong with his brain. He's just like that.
He's just really enthusiastic about dwarves.
Yeah, I find Dwarf Fortress hilarious, so I'm sure lots of other people do too.
I hope so. The amusing. This game is one of those games where it's one of the rare treasures where it's almost as fun just to hear about as it is to play.
Yeah, yeah. People have stories. They have Dwarf Fortress stories.
Actually, I think for a lot of people, perhaps people like yourself, that it's actually perhaps more fun to hear about than to play.
Well, it is because I mean, as I've said before, I absolutely can't handle this amount of information management. Like, I can handle that in games, but not to the extent. I mean, Dwarf Fortress is the pinnacle of, like, this is like accounting the game. There's so many small little minutiae things you have to remember in order to do it right. You know, otherwise, the IRS/Dwarf police are at your house because you don't realize that you left a cage unlocked. Now there's a surface dingo running away with all your dwarven babies. I mean, that can happen. So.
Oh, speaking of things we've forgotten, I realized that we made a mistake in our...
What?
Well, we haven't taken the time to set our accountant to keep track of bookkeeping properly, because right now he's just using a lowest precision, but we just want to set him to maximum precision. All counts accurate forever.
You know, why would you ever set him below anything other than maximum precision? That seems odd.
Well, I mean, setting him to maximum precision does entail him locking himself in his office for most of the year. So,
I see.
if we wanted him to be able to do other things with his life other than accurately predict the stocks of our fortress for the rest of eternity, then we might want him to do those other things. But
Huh.
generally speaking,
Well, this doesn't seem like...
Because it's really annoying to end up having a fortress where it's not, where you don't have maximum accuracy, because you're just not sure what you have.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, it doesn't seem like there's ever like a shortage of dwarves or anything. So why would you like? There's really no reason to never always place him into all accuracy mode ever.
Well, and certainly I never do anything but. So let's get some farm.
So what are we gonna farm?
Well, I'm sure you'll be delighted to know that we're going to start off farming plump
Yep.
helmets.
Of course, I'll be delighted to hear that. Of course I will, because I'm a child, James. I'm a child. Anything else though?
Yeah, for the time being in here, I'm going to get started on plump helmets just because, we can eat them, we can brew them, they're sort of a staple and you can grow them all year round. So both of these plots that I've just ordered built are going to be plump helmets, but I'm going to make some more plots that are going to farm the other various mushrooms that we like. Yes, there's Kitty following our farmer around there.
So is that how many dwarves can those size plots support? Like, to me, that's just a bunch of squares. But what are the numbers? What are the numbers? How many dwarves can eat plump helmets based on those, or what else?
Well, so each of these squares can produce a plump helmet at a time, assuming I have enough farmers. You can see running here, he started to plant. But each square requires the farmer to run in, drop a seed on it, run back, then do something else. So, and each plot is going to take probably in the order of a month to grow. So, these two plots will probably be able to keep the, well, let's see, how many dwarves do we have? We've got 17 dwarves. We'll easily be able to keep our 17 dwarves fed and boozed up for the time being.
Okay. You make booze out of plump helmets too?
Yep. Yep, they turn into
mushroom booze. Ew.
Pretty much the most basic kind of dwarven dwarven spirits. But again, because dwarves
the gem cutter has canceled fish. We have a red critical alert.
For some reason
fish has been canceled.
He couldn't get to the fish. However, it looks like this person's caught a fish.
Yay! Sorry, I saw a red emergency alert.
Yep.
The gem cutter cannot fish.
Yeah, you get those
This is critical
like,
news.
You know, those alerts in Dwarf Fortress. They're like, oh my god, I couldn't find the path to get to do what I wanted to do. Oh my god. But usually they're not super important. Oftentimes one of the worst to get that is where if there happens to be a monster or something that's near your guys but not really threatening them, they'll just continually see it, cancel whatever they're doing, and run away. Then forget about it, go back, see the thing again, get scared and run away, and you'll get this endless list of, oh my god, no, it's a thing!
This is a good alert. The badger sow is no longer enraged.
Yep.
That's good news for everyone, I think.
I think so, yes. I'm happy to hear that badger sow is no longer enraged, because there's that badger swarm again. We're going to be a little scared of that. So I'm actually starting to think about getting those walls up and running that you so dearly wanted us to have. So I do
want walls.
What we're going to do is we're going to, first of all, set up the tables and chairs that we built in our Great Hall.
Yay!
So people can start having some seating and stop being unhappy about the fact that there's no tables or chairs.
Yay! And then they can have great dwarven dinners and stuff. Because that's what dwarves do.
Indeed.
I heard from a guy that's what dwarves do.
But then, after we're done that, we're going to get our mason shop set to work on building stone blocks. And we're going to use those blocks to build a wall.
Yay!
So now, right now, this hall is just a. Do I have? I'm gonna need a door too. Actually, I'll just build this directly. Right now, the Great Hall is just set as a sort of a general meeting area. But what we're going to do is we're going to actually make it into an official eating room via the setting on the table. And then we'll be more likely to use that for the appropriate purpose. You can see here one of our masons is cranking out a door for us. Now we're also going to...
He is.
Now our stockroom here is getting pretty full up.
Is it?
Yeah, we're pretty much all full of wood and other things. So we're going to need some... we're going to need two things. We're going to need more room to store stuff, and we're going to need some chests, some crates to put stuff in.
Do crates provide more efficient storage, or
yes,
just more?
They do exactly. Well, by putting things in crates, we'll be able to have a crate full of whatever product we want, rather than that.
A crate of wood.
Yeah. So we'll get some. What is it?
Lists into the lists.
Wood. Is it not crate? It's bin. Bin is the word that I was looking for.
We're gonna make bins, big bins of stuff.
We are going.
Let's have a look. Basically, what I'm doing now, so I ask the stupid questions, is whenever you say anything, I look it up on the Dwarf Fortress wiki.
10 wooden bins, and while we're at it, so I like to make a storeroom generally right by the kitchen and the brewery.
Can you set them to be like, this is only beer goes in here and only food
I can
goes
set
in
it just for food, or I can be more specific than I want than that, but I'll probably just set them both just to store food. And this way, it's easier for them to get the food from the kitchen to the storage area, and from the storage area back into the Great Hall.
The Great Trilobite is expanded yet again. Diggy, diggy, diggy.
That door? The door finished. Excellent. Place that there. There we go. Now we can go in and say, make a dining room. And we want We want a large dining room. So.
Yes. Whoa.
Yep.
That's like everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that means they can eat in the food rooms now? They can eat in the storerooms?
Hypothetically, but they'll prefer to use the tables and chairs.
Good, good.
There we go. And we'll make that into a meeting hall.
Cool. So how far along would you say have we progressed through the sort of things required to make a fortress go before you can start doing silly things like building walls and getting dwarven spearmasters?
Pretty close. Once we've got
Good, good.
our food up and running, which is our farming plot is slowly filling out there. We're going to be able to store more stuff pretty quickly here, and then we're going to get some rock blocks rolling and start getting some walls out there. Once we get the walls started building, then we're going to get the spearmasters going. What we're going to want to do is get our magma furnaces running. And that's going to require some deep digging. Dig deep into the earth.
Some digging deep. Cool. Maybe we'll fight one of those ancient monsters down there.
Well, I certainly hope not. Not for the time being. Those things are scary.
No, we need a militia. Militia fight this scary monster.
See,
no?
The problem is that most of the times with those monsters, you can just fight them, and it can be kind of fun. But occasionally, you'll get monsters that are like they'll be made out of poisonous gas. And you're like, okay, well, there's really nothing. I can send my guys to kill this, but they're just going to die because the thing is made out of poisonous gas. Or
But can't you eventually kill it?
We can eventually kill it, but we probably have everyone die in the process. Or sometimes you'll get the deep monsters that will have horrible, they'll have like clouds of dust that cause your dwarf's flesh to dissolve. And just wow, the horrors of the deep are just truly terrifying in terms of the various compositions they can
we couldn't solve this with like legions of highly trained crossbow dwarves.
Well,
couldn't you just shoot at them and stay out of their deadly clouds? Deadly clouds are deadly after all.
No, it
you
could be,
go
but
in those.
for instance, in some cases, so this is a large room here, right? Like a crossbow dwarf wouldn't be able to shoot from one side of this to the other. And if we had one of these creatures with one of these dust attacks, if it was standing in the middle where these tables and chairs are here, I would expect its dust attack to go probably about, not all the way down the room, but at least to probably halfway between those tables and the end of the hall. So,
can you really micromanage your dwarven sniper guys? Could we do that?
Well, to a certain extent, if we set up a kill zone, we could maybe say, okay, go stand here, and oops, no, we want stockpile food. Go stand just here behind these battlements, and then sort of shoot at them from there. But it would be a near thing. So we're just making some food stockpiles now. There we go. And barrels are turned out. Food tends to be stored in barrels rather than bins. And just to make room here, we're going to turn off food in the general stockpile. Let's see. There we go.
Cool. Okay.
So you can see all these, in the general stockpile here, all these little brown things with X's on them. Those are the bins we've made.
Cool. What are the bins full of? Did you assign them, or are they just randomly getting packed full of stuff?
They get used sort of automatically. Right now, I don't think there's anything really in them. But once we start making for instance, when we start getting some gem cutting going, the cut gems will go into a bin.
Neat.
We're going to get them to make some more wooden barrels as well. Get 20 of those. Wooden barrels are something that are always in demand in a dwarven fortress because that's where your booze goes.
Well, I mean, clearly.
So, okay, so we don't have anything that we can brew, but we do have dwarven wine. We're going to get them to stop cooking dwarven wine. This is the thing you have to do in a dwarven
I thought you said
fortress.
they could make...
Go ahead.
I thought you said they could make plum helmet wine.
They can. That's what the dwarven wine is. But
made out of plum helmets.
Yeah. Right now, because we don't really have a lot of food or anything, our dwarves are just eating the plum helmets directly before we can really cook them or brew them.
Okay.
But the thing about a dwarven fortress is you have to... Oh, yeah, go ahead. Mike's just run off here. I think he's grabbing a short snack. Autumn has come in our fortress. Oh, that reminds me. We're going to be expecting a caravan pretty soon. So I think we should probably get our caravan post set up. And we'll build it down here. Mine out some iron while we're at it. And we're putting together a trading post here.
I return. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate it.
No worries.
Thank you.
We're just putting together a trading post because autumn has come, which happened just after you left, and we want to make sure that there is a place for our dwarven allies to come and trade with us. The trading post will also be made out of rock salt.
We need better, more dwarven stone. I mean, I understand that the rock salt will do, but...
So these dwarves are still doggedly fishing in the now frozen lake here on the surface.
Are they actually ice fishing, or are they just fishing in a way that means they will constantly fail?
I think just they were in the middle of fishing when it froze over, and now they're just sort of... they're determined.
All the rods are stuck in the ice. That sounds like a human... That sounds like human whining.
Well, this one, they've both just fallen asleep. So, apparently they're really dedicated here.
Wow.
Speaking of that...
Don't they understand there's roving badges of deadly badgers out there?
They just don't care. We're going to get some beds going. Because I just realized we still don't have beds. Our dwarves are sleeping outside in sub-zero temperatures in the rain by a frozen lake.
Those are not bright dwarves.
No.
They're fisher dwarves.
Yeah. They just don't care. Oh, hey, this lake is still unfrozen. That's interesting. We must be like on the border of a climate zone here. Because most of our lakes are frozen, but this one up here is still water.
Is it lower down, maybe?
No, we're all on one flat plain here up on the tundra.
Huh. Interesting. Interesting.
It's interesting.
That may prove advantageous.
The subtleties of sort of the climate here is quite fascinating. So we've got our trading post up and running, and down at the kitchen and main hall level, you can see that we've got some barrels filling our food stockpiles now.
Nice. Now we need dwarven beds and dwarven doors and dwarven all kinds of things to fill in those bedrooms, the bed cells.
Yep, that's exactly what we need. So we made 22 beds. We're going to make 22 cabinets. Wood's a little rare here, so we're going to make the cabinets out of rock. And chests as well. We're going to make those out of wood as well.
That's okay. That's totally dwarf appropriate. Rock cabinets, rock chests. Totally.
I think so.
That's a bit. That's better. Not rock salt though. Or you mean rock? Is it rock salt again?
They're just going to use whatever stone is handy, because we didn't give them specific instructions about that. Which does probably mean they'll be made out of rock salt. Do we have any?
God, I hope no dwarves ever like get a paper cut or anything in this place.
It would be terrible.
That'd just be the worst.
Yeah.
Would be the worst.
Pretty much.
Uninterested. Those stray cats just do not care.
They really
They're cats.
don't.
They're gonna do cat things.
So in preparation for them being inhabited, we're going to clear out the bed areas. I think it was common.
So when you're digging like super...
Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I
was just saying, when you're digging like...
Go on.
When you're digging super deep, right? You mentioned earlier the horrible deadly gas monsters and things. Do you like stop every 20 floors or something and then build like a little fortress room just in case you open something up? Or is there another way to do that?
Well, there are ways to do that. You can build sort of like little emergency stop areas, but usually if you do your digging early enough, the horrors of the deep won't have sort of wandered into the caves yet. Because it's very rare to have them start in your cave systems. So what I tend to do is just to sort of dig down, and if I hit a cave area, immediately seal it off and start digging in a different direction that doesn't go into the caves.
I see. So dwarves not necessarily the best like cave explorer types doing battle with the evil creatures and things.
Not until we get some militia going, certainly. It's it's a little bit of a catch-22 because again, if we had some sort of militia, that would be fine. But getting militia going requires usually some decent metal equipment, and trying to make metal equipment without access to magma forges is really tedious because it means that you need a constant supply of charcoal to burn in your furnaces, which just eats up wood like you wouldn't believe. Sometimes it's feasible on fortresses where you happen to have a vein of coal you can work with, but we don't have such a thing. At least we don't yet. We'll make some rock doors. There we go. All right, so we got some farms going. We're going to expand our storage area a little bit because we're going to want to store a whole bunch of stuff. I'm thinking about putting the storage area... Well, we're already using this area for storage. Why don't we just expand this level? That makes sense, I think. This
okay.
Is the level where we have our stores.
The shape and functionality of our storeroom, not something that I really have much to offer on. I'm thinking about monsters in the deep and militias and spear dwarves and
Dwarf Fortress is one of those things where the fun is often momentarily sidetracked by, oh wait, we need space to store our wooden tables. And I'm like, that's not very exciting. Like, well, let's start.
But it must be done.
Indeed. Where's cabinet again? Cabinet. F. For some reason, F is the hotkey for cabinet. Alright. Well, let's start doing something a little bit more exciting. We're going to start digging.
Yay, digging!
Up, down,
I'm looking forward to our first cave. Does Dwarf
start.
Fortress have things like kobolds and goblins and stuff in it? Like, crappy cave denizens that you can wipe out?
The kobolds and goblins do exist, though they don't tend to be in your caves. You'll usually see kobolds and goblins invading your fortress, more likely. In the caves you can get like troglodytes and various sort of cave creatures that you can bother with.
Mm-hmm.
So
cool.
Those will be a concern, possibly. Giant spiders, also very annoying. But if you can get their silk, if you can go in and harvest the giant spider's silk, that can be very good. That's actually one of the bigger incentives to actually explore caves and sort of clear out any baddies that might be in there. Because if you do, you can let your dwarves sort of run wild and collect all the delicious silk that can be in the caves, and that stuff can be very valuable indeed.
Good to know.
One of the tricks you can do is normally you can make cage traps to trap sort of monsters and whatnot, and sometimes even then use them in sort of if you manage to capture a particularly nasty creature, you could make some sort of like labyrinth with it in the center and then release it on your enemies. But a lot of enemies can't actually be captured in cages because they're just too badass. But if you line that cage with giant cave spider silk, then you'll be able to get it. Aha! We have discovered an expansive cavern deep underground.
Oh my god, is there anything cool in it? Where's the treasure?
Well, it has a downward passage, so this cave system is connected to the one below it, which is kind of interesting. So basically, yeah, there's sort of 2 levels of caves here, one sort of on the top and then another one below it. And we've tunneled right into the open ceiling of it.
Cool.
So we're gonna have to.
So are you gonna seal it off right away?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, we can't really get through because again, we've literally tunneled right into the ceiling, so we couldn't even walk out into it if we wanted to.
Fair enough.
But what we'll do is we'll put a floor there and sort of divert our digging tunnel to somewhere where we can start digging down further. And then if we need to later on, we can go out of that tunnel and actually make a legitimate entrance into the cave system. And actually, you can see right here. This is the cave. This is cave spider silk laying on the floor. Right
yeah,
here.
Cool. Where are the spiders?
Don't really see any here. But this is just for regular cave spider silk. The good stuff is giant cave spider silk. And for giant cave spider silk, we'd actually see probably big cave spiders wandering around. Regular cave spider silk is just made by normal sized spiders. So
regular sized spiders?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Cool. Are you gonna have like a mushroom dude go down and maybe harvest some of those other mushroom types you don't have before, or if you can open it up again?
We certainly might.
Would you want to do
that?
that?
Also, yeah, we could go down there. This would be sort of an alternate source for wood for us, so we don't have to keep going out onto the frozen tundra. There's also a bunch of tetrahedrite down here, which is fairly exciting. We can get silver and copper out of that.
Cool, very cool. I'm looking forward to pillaging the wealth of this cave. What are the little red dot ones down there? Like 3 purple dots or something?
Just underground shrubs.
Yeah.
So those are going to
shrubbery.
have some sort of edible or brewable mushrooms in them, which we can go and get.
Cool.
There's also
neat.
There's also some schorl, so there's some gems down here too. Schorl's a fairly low value gem, but gem nonetheless.
Gems. Nice.
So we're gonna start out. We're gonna build a floor. Oh no, we want construction floor, and it's blocked. Oh, we're probably gonna have to clear that out. So, now how do we do this again? We go up, make a downward staircase here, and then dig towards it. It's always a little finicky because we're going to have to remove the stairs that are there, which means we need to make an alternate set of stairs to get down to that level. Oh, that's an upward staircase.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, the downward staircase J. It's always a little difficult because we need to remove the set of stairs that are there before we can build the floor below them. But in order to do that, we need some way to get down to that level, and remove the stairs and be able to get back up.
Huh. Okay.
It's a little funky. Upward staircase here. Dig out here. This is always somewhat of a tedious portion. Dealing with underground cave systems is always sort of interesting. The other thing that's going to happen is now that we've entered into this underground cave system, we probably won't see... you can already see it. You can see now that there are... Anywhere there's dirt underground here, there are now spores growing.
Oh, because they flow up through the cave, right?
Exactly. And you can already start to see some giant mushrooms starting to grow in here, too.
Is that bad? Is that going to spread to, like, everywhere in your entire fortress all of a sudden?
No, it won't grow on raw stone, so we don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
And because the soil layer is so thin here on the tundra, it's really just going to be in this room and any additional rooms we make on this layer. So if we wanted, we could carve out an enormous section of this layer and have sort of our own private underground tree farm. But we'll probably just use this for farming. We'll forego doing the safe route and making our own underground area in favor of actually exploring the caves of the depths.
Cool. Yeah, because, you know, safe is one thing, but the whole idea, I guess, I don't know, for me, the whole idea of playing a simulation-y kind of game like Dwarf Fortress is, you know, taking the risks and seeing what happens. Because if you got this sort of, you got the same route, you know, set up your farm, build your thing, go underground a bit every time. Once you get that sort of base point ready, then it's all about challenging what the world has randomly thrown you.
Definitely.
And safe route. Safe route is just one thing. But this, I want to see what's in this cave. Get me some cave!
Okay. But for the time being, we're going to seal off the cave, just because right now we don't really have any way to deal with something that were to fly up from the depths below, and frankly, our dwarves would just be plummeting to their death if they tried to go in there anyway.
Well, that's bad. We don't want that. Unless there's the one dwarf that you particularly don't like and would like to throw in there.
Yeah, but I mean, he wouldn't even really
Can
be
you
able
do
to
that?
do any... I could do that, probably, but he wouldn't even really be able to do any exploring once he got down there, because his legs would be broken.
Yeah, that's what I meant, is if you just got a bad dwarf that you don't like, you could just throw him in there and then...
We could probably work that out, yeah.
Like, problem solved. Problem solved. You got your own underground moon door. Lol. Game of Thrones reference. Sorry. My bad.
We are about to have our first artifact. We have a clothier who has become possessed, and I don't think I have a clothier's workshop.
Oh my god, I really...
So,
well, we better get one.
Oh wait, no, he's running off. He's claimed a mechanics workshop. Okay, apparently he's going to make something in the mechanics workshop.
The tailor will be making something fancy down there.
Yep, he's going to make a legendary mechanism or something.
Neat. What? So when dwarves get into one of these fey mood things, they can they can build anything, just all of a sudden.
Well, generally speaking, they prefer to build stuff that's closer to the skills that they use. Also, they tend to prefer to build stuff and they'll build something that's capable of being built in the workshop they're using. So this guy's telling us what he needs, and he needs stone, which he's already gotten, but he also needs
stone.
leather. We don't have any leather right now, nor do we have a leather working shop, so we're going to have to work a little frantically here.
Can you get outside and like murder some badgers, make badger leather?
Yep, that's more or less what we're going to do. So we're going to...
Well, which is it, James? Is it more or less what we're going to do?
So let's see here. Do we have any hunters? Is the question. We don't have anybody who's good at hunting. So I think I'm just going to slaughter one of our existing animals.
Oh no! Don't make it a kitty, James. This is going on the internet. You can't make it a kitty.
The internet would be sad at us if we did.
They will end you.
Well, let's see. What do we have
it'll just be done. You'll be downvoted off of YouTube, banned forever. Can't make it a kitty.
We've got some horses. We've got a horse foal. We've got a baby llama. I don't know where the big.
Oh god! I don't want to kill any of these animals.
Cow calf.
This is why I would be all crazy about having hunters and militia and stuff, because I would send them out to kill other things, not adorable baby cows and baby llamas. A baby llama, James.
All right, well let's see. If we have a crossbow, I will send a hunter out. Let's see.
Baby llama.
I think we don't actually have a crossbow. Should I click this?
Look at
click?
Yes.
All right. Mike's sending us an image here.
This. You couldn't hurt this, could you? You couldn't hurt that.
I don't know. It's made of leather,
you were
Mike.
About turning that into leather. Being a leader of a dwarven nation makes you a monster. No crossbow though, huh? So we gotta make a hard choice. So you gotta make a hard choice. I'm not gonna look.
I mean,
you just pick something.
We could try and build a crossbow real quick. We could build a crossbow making facility and get one going. But we're running on the clock here. The longer we take, the more likely that dwarf is to go crazy.
Just do something. This is a great need. This is for the good of Ballchannels.
It
This
is
must
for
be
the good
done.
of Ballchannels. So.
Noble sacrifice, and the animal shall be forever remembered as the thing that got us our legendary dealie.
Yep.
Legendary mechanism forever.
So we want we're gonna need a butcher's. We're going to butcher a baby llama. I just don't want you to forget that.
Oh, God. We're gonna butcher a baby llama. Oh.
Help me out here, Mike. I'm not seeing butcher on this list. It's here some. Oh no, it's under woodshop.
Oh, I can.
There we go. I got it.
I can barely read that.
There we go. Whoops. Butcher's shop.
Isn't that? It's like 5th or 6th from the bottom there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I got it. Where are we at here? There we go. We're gonna put it on the surface in preparation for putting our walls over here. Also, this way,
okay.
If there's any sort of miasma from the butchered animals, it won't bother our guys. Oh, we don't have anybody who's doing butchery, so we're going to have to go and make a butcher. If anybody who's good at that, small animal dissection. That's fun.
That's sort of butchery.
Oh, we got more dwarves. I think somebody had... Oh, no, we didn't. Just expanded. Interesting. Okay. So, yeah. So, we're gonna dissect some small animals. I think. Make sure there's no other things we need while we're here. We're also going to need to do some, I guess, tanning. And we do have a tanner, so that's good.
That's good.
And we don't... Okay, so this guy is going to also be our butcher as well. There we go. Butchery and small animal dissection has been implemented.
That seems like a skill set that should go together.
There we go. We now have a butcher's shop. Zed, animals. So you're saying I shouldn't make you make the choice here of which between the cow.
No, I'm not even gonna look. I'm going to the kitchen to get a drink of water while you do this.
All right.
You explain to people why this needs to be done. I got it.
All right. Mike's leaving, but we're gonna have to make the hard choice here, and we're gonna have to kill some animals. We're going to butcher. No, not available to make a pet. No, we want to slaughter a baby llama and a cow calf. We're going to do that. These two things are going to be slaughtered because if we don't do this, then we're not going to have leather, and if we don't have leather, that dwarf is going to go insane. And not only will we not get our artifact, but they'll probably they will die, and they might take someone else with them. And that's really the last thing we want at this point. So we're going to get ready for another shop down here to actually work with the...
Is it done?
The orders have been given, Mike.
Oh, God.
The orders have been given.
Oh, God. Dwarf Fortress, man. It's a hard game.
Hard life here on the tundra.
Makes hard, man.
Yep.
Yeah, hard life on the tundra.
No
Let's say that. I just hope you adhere to the advice. Make sure it wasn't a kitty.
Well, you'll be.
Oh God, I saw it. I saw it.
I'm sorry you had to see that, Mike.
That's okay. That was probably the least terrible of all the things. I think, anyway. Choices wise. So how long usually do you have before someone who's gone to one of these Fey moods goes insane?
Probably a month or two, I would imagine, roughly speaking.
Oh, okay, you got tons of time then, right?
We got some time. I think we'll be okay. Automatically going to tan some hides. So hopefully we should see our tanner run in here in a minute with a piece of baby cow and make some baby cow leather. There he goes. So he's coming in there to tan some hides for us. Not in the figurative sense, mind you. This isn't a disciplinary station. Actually tanning real hides. And then once he's done, we should see, aha, there we go, and our dwarf has run over and grabbed it, and he's begun his mysterious construction. We were successful in getting him his leather.
Woo! Thank goodness that wasn't like a crazy hard one. I need some stone and some leather. Alright, yeah, we can do that.
Yep. We could and did do that. Just installing some cabinets here.
Lovely dwarven stone cabinetry.
And then I think our beds are probably almost done, so we can probably get some beds set up. Oops.
Are the dwarves making use of their new table?
Oh yes, they are. No one's eating at the moment, but I've seen them use their table. Hopefully, maybe people aren't quite so sad about the lack of chairs now. Actually, let's see what. Let's check on the feelings of a random dwarf. What about our expedition leader? Here we go. There's a good person.
Cool. All right, let's find out. Is that Errol again?
This is Errol.
Good and fast. The one with one with all the social problems.
Yep. So slept on a rough cave floor. We're working on that. He has been tired of drinking the same old booze. So we need some more variety in our booze. That's definitely on the list of things to do. But admired a fine seat lately, so not unhappy about the lack of chairs.
It's good. Admired a fine seat. A mighty chair was chaired.
Okay. And, well, we've had some beds made, not all of them. We can start getting them installed. We'll just leave these as sort of public beds for the time being before we convert these into bedrooms once everything's ready.
Public beds.
Well, it was commented by somebody who had a look at our fortress that this seems like this might be something of like a communist fortress due to the sort of wasteful spending and presence on the Arctic tundra. Might have something of like a Soviet dwarven fortress here. So.
Well, is there a control clique making all the decisions?
Well, I
guess it's more of a despotism because it is just you.
But.
Oh, ooh.
We have our.
Edit Bungek, a Sylvite mechanisms.
Let's see what. Let's have a closer look here. So it's called Obey Lizards. Yeah. Obey Lizards.
God. So, Obey Lizards!
Yep. Let's see here. This is a... You can read it. You've got the better voice here. Go ahead.
This is a Sylvite mechanisms. All craft dwarf ship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with rectangular Sylvite cabochons and decorated with llama leather. I thought it was just a cow! Oh. This object menaces with spikes of Sylvite. On the item is an image of a cushion cut gem in rock salt. Fucking rock salt. Always rock salt.
Yep. So, Obey the Lizards is the first theme of our fortress.
And what do we actually get out of it? What is a Sylvite mechanism?
Well, a mechanism is just a piece of like a mechanical component. So if we make a lever or a drawbridge or something, we can use that mechanism in it.
So we make a legendary mechanism?
This is just essentially a gear. We've made a legendary gear.
Okay.
So we'll be able to take comfort in knowing that when we make the first sort of mechanical object of our fortress, it will be constructed of a legendary gear, destined for perhaps
I guess that's what
the main drawbridge of our fortress, perhaps.
Ooh. It makes sense though, right? I mean, he was a tailor running into a mechanism shop or an engineering shop, so probably getting just like a gear out of him is actually pretty good for him.
Yep.
For his skill.
Exactly.
Right.
But more importantly, he's not a tailor anymore, because if we refresh here, keep an eye on the where is it here? It'll be on mechanics over here in the mechanics field.
Okay.
We're gonna read our dwarves. Oops. Where is he? Oh, was that not a fey mood? Was that possessed? Oh. See, he wasn't actually in a fey mood, it looks like. He was possessed, which means he doesn't get the skill bump for having completed that. Which is a little unfortunate. Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, there are different kinds of fey moods. Possessed means you get the legendary item out the end of it, but you don't get the skill bump. If he was in a fey mood, we'd have gotten the skill
What would have
bump.
happened? Would he suddenly become an expert mechanic?
Yes, he would have been a legendary, or expert. Yeah, I don't think he goes quite to legendary, but he would have been a very, very good mechanic.
Cool.
So hopefully we'll get some fade
That would have
in
been
the
useful.
future. So we're going to put in another stockpile. And this stockpile we're going to have be for bars and blocks, because we're going to start making rock blocks. Because we're going to make some walls. It's time to build the above ground fortress, Mike. I know you're excited. Which means we're going to need some wheelbarrows. Get some wheelbarrows going here. Rock block. 20.
Wow. I'm having a look at the different kinds of possessed, or the states, the strange moods. Looking forward to the fell mood, or the macabre mood, really.
Yeah, fell mood is, whew.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell the fine folks what a fell mood is, Mike?
Well, apparently, according to the information I have here, the dwarf looses a roaring laugh, fell and terrible. He immediately murders the nearest dwarf, drags the corpse into a butcher or tanner's shops, and then makes an item out of the dwarf's corpse. That's apparently that's what happens. You have to be really unhappy for that to happen, though. I think James is a pretty good commissar, or geez, I don't know. What is some other Soviet leader name? He's a pretty good despot. His dwarves seem to be pleased, so maybe we won't get any help. We won't get any fell moods unless something goes horribly wrong.
Yeah, we'll see. Certainly, and it's especially interesting when that happens, because your dwarves will be unhappy about the murder, but they'll keep using the legendary item if it's something useful. They'll be like, well, you know, I don't want to put Bob's corpse to waste, so we better use this.
Yeah, this pick made out of Bob's spine. Well, might as well. I mean, it's a perfectly good pick.
Exactly.
I
I
mean,
it's
very unfortunate how it
pick.
came
It'll
about,
be better.
But yeah, it's very nice. I mean, when I pass it down to my kids, the next generation, they won't know what it was made out of, or rather, who it was made out of.
Yeah, they'll know it's made out of dwarf bone, but they won't know who it was from. We'll just tell them it happened after he died. All right, let's continue
dig.
Nope. Keep downward staircase, not upward. Downward. There we go. We'll keep digging down into the earth. We're also going to mine out some of these gems while we're down here.
Cool. What are we going to do with the gems? What are we going to put them in?
Well, we're just going to cut them, because gems make a delightful trading option. Because we're expecting our trade caravan pretty soon, and gems are nice because they're reasonably high value, they're easy to get cut, and they don't take up a lot of space.
Sorry to interrupt, but apparently Reg Odomorun's parents did not have big expectations for him.
Oh? Really?
Yeah,
he
bottom of the screen.
To become a peasant.
Thanks, Mom and Dad, for all your support. I'm a peasant.
Well, it just means he doesn't have
Good job,
he doesn't have any jobs, because when children grow up, they tend to just be peasants unless they've happened to have made an artifact. So let's give him a job. What sort of ideas do we have for? Oh no, is it Reg? Oh, Reed. There we go. What sort of ideas do we have?
Reg
in mind?
Odomorun.
What
you know me, I'm all about getting the Dwarven militia rolling as fast as possible, so someone's going to need to armor them and make them weapons and stuff. Unless there's something more practical along the route that we maybe should have instead.
Well, we certainly don't have anyone working in metal yet, so we could make him a furnace operator, at the very least.
Okay.
Alright.
Congratulations, son. Now you stoke a furnace.
Yep. It's better than being a peasant.
It is better than being a peasant. There's some take-home associated with furnace stoking. Being a peasant, you get nothing.
Ooh. Aha! Just in time. Our caravan is here.
Yay! Let's buy stuff from them.
Just gonna get our gems.
What kind of caravan is it?
This is a dwarven caravan. This is the outpost liaison from the mountain homes.
Cool.
So we're just gonna get our gem setting shop built here, and then we're going to cut some gems and we can trade them.
Cool. All right then.
Jeweler's workshop. There we go.
How long do the dwarf caravans hang out for?
About a month.
Or how long do caravans in general? A month?
Yeah, about
cool.
a month or so.
Do caravans ever wind out like to be smuggling goblins with them or something, and then goblins explode from the caravan and attack you?
No, I've never had that happen. Though there are rare situations where if you're in the right place, you can sometimes get goblins sending you caravans, like legitimate goblin caravans that just want to trade with you.
Whoa.
It's very rare, but again, due to the way the history of the world gets set up, sometimes you just end up getting goblin towns that aren't really evil. And if you happen to be near such a place, they'll send traders. Now, did we set a broker? Yeah, Iral is still our broker. Now, I don't believe Iral actually had any trading skills, did he? So we're probably going to set someone else.
No, she does not.
Yeah, because we've got some people here who actually
She's just really weird.
Who have some skills in this area. We've got an adequate appraiser. This person is a talented persuader and negotiator. This person is a master persuader, an expert negotiator, and a great flatterer.
Wow, that guy sounds like that's gonna be your trader there. Who's that?
This is
Mekil?
Melbil Ukoshazan, which is our miller.
Huh.
So he's gonna be our broker now.
Missed his calling, I guess, being a miller.
Yep. So we're going to say that we want him to go to the depot to do some trading. And we're going to get some gems cut for him to trade. Now,
cool.
He doesn't have any appraising skills, but...
Well. It's alright, someone else will tell them how much they're worth, right? Yeah, of course, sure. They'll be fine.
Okay, so
I'm also surprised you've got all this, like, valuable gem goods just lying around, like no lock on the door, no guards, nothing. Just, leave all the super valuable gems just sort of sitting around. Whatevs. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm just going to cut some...
Dwarves not prone to thievery?
No. Dwarves work towards the greater good. Again, we're good Soviet dwarves here. We do our jobs as dwarves. Now our stockpile is all filled up again, so we're gonna do our block stockpile. At least for the time being, we're gonna allow them to store some other stuff here.
Okay.
We're gonna let them store gems and finished goods. There we go. So now there should be some more space in the other one here. People should be able to store our now cut gems. Yep, we've got some dwarves who are zipping into the workshop here to get the fruits of our labors. The other thing too is you can't let too many finished things sort of pile up in one place on a workshop, because it'll slow down the progress of the workshop.
Nobody wants that.
All right, so we've got plenty of stuff to cook here. We're going to stop cooking plump helmets and just brew them, because we're actually out of booze. Oh, no, we've still got some dwarven wine, just only 9 left, so we're going to get some more brewing going, because we don't want our dwarves to run out of booze. That's a sure way to take your fortress to Unhappysville. Alright, so we need to move goods to our trade depot, and move that barrel of gems, and we had a large gem in there. A large milk quartz. Not super valuable gem, but maybe it'll sell for something. If we're really lucky, they'll have some chickens. Or something, the chicken equivalent.
You said you didn't want to bring chickens. Now you suddenly need them?
I didn't want to bring chickens, but I would like to actually have some now. Are there more gems being cut? I swear we had more than that. No, that's all of them. Maybe they weren't done being stored yet? Oops.
There is a pendant of milk quartz. I like to look stuff up.
Yes, there's a second gem bin that hadn't been moved yet. Bring up the gems. There we go. There we go. Now we've got some more supplies. So we'll throw the bins in with them for some extra value. And let's see. So we've got 150 dwarf bucks to work with, as it were. Let's see if they've got anything that we can really get from them for trading. Perch. So I've got some various foods. I've got a whole bunch of steel and iron anvils if we were to sell off some other stuff. We could get that we don't really have. We could make some crafts real quick, but that would be kind of a pain. What I'm really interested in is to get some animals from them.
Trade for their animals. Can we get a crossbow from them too, in case we suddenly need to go hunting for leather again?
Oh, we can see if they have a crossbow.
That means no more of our good loyal animals will need to be sacrificed.
Well, we'll see if they brought any crossbows that we can get from them. Let's see here. Battle axe, bone pickaxe. Okay, they've got a steel crossbow, but that's 900. I don't think we can afford that. An iron crossbow. We could buy this iron crossbow from them. Do you want to buy the iron crossbow?
Can you do that? Can you still accomplish your chicken purchasing goals? Because I would like an iron crossbow.
I don't think. Let's see here. Do they actually? Well, they do. They do have a hen. I would like to get. Oh, and they have guinea hens and peacocks. All right. Well, we can't do it here, but let's see what else we can. Let's see what else we can offer them. Can't trade our iron anvil. We need that. We're trading all of our gems. Spence crutches. We just don't really have much to trade right now. Well, I'll tell you what. So we've got a crafts dwarf workshop here. Let's get them to make some crafts we can trade. So let's.
Okay, good.
Let's make some bone crafts. Bone. No. Bone. Bone crafts. All right. So the question is, do we have a bone crafter?
Maybe, yes. I hope.
Bone carving. We don't have any bone carvers.
Crap. So
maybe we can make our furnace stoker into a bone carver as well. How do we like that? He can do that too.
Sure. Yeah, you never know. Tough times, not enough people. Someone's got to do the job, you know.
There we go. So we'll trade for the crossbow so that you're happy for the time being.
Yay! And then we should get a dude to go hunting.
Yeah, we can do that.
We do have a hunter, don't we? Do we have a hunter? We have a hunter, right?
We don't have anyone who's skilled in hunting. That's part of why we don't have the crossbow, because nobody brought their hunting crossbow with them.
Can we sell these jerks like saltstone or whatever? Will they buy our crap?
Well, we could certainly try, but they're unlikely to just buy blocks of rock salt for anything.
Huh. Well. Unlikely is just unlikely.
All right, so we've traded with them for the crossbow. Oh, so this
nice. Now we can.
This is our liaison for the mountain homes. He's come to, because the nice thing about trading with the other dwarves is you can actually set up trade agreements with them where you can request specific things.
Oh, neat. And you have your master negotiator up there doing this negotiation.
Yeah. So what is
we got a crossbow.
What's our bone crafter doing right now? Because we'd like to get those up and running before these guys leave. He's not. He's on break. He's on break. This is the annoying thing, is sometimes dwarves decide to take a break. And then you're like, dwarves, I really need to do stuff. And they're like, no, I'm on break.
Well, you got a whole month. How fast does time actually pass in Dwarf Fortress? How long is a month going to be? 10 minutes? An hour?
Probably closer to 10 minutes. 10, 15 minutes.
Get the hell up, Dwarf.
Really like this to get going.
Could we sell them our legendary mechanism?
No, we can't sell them legendary items. Dwarves become very unhappy if they lose legendary items.
So you can do it, but it's a really bad idea.
I don't even think it'll let us. Like, if it gets stolen, people will be very unhappy, but I don't even think they'll let us trade it with them, last time I checked. Because, again, the legendary items is the heart and soul of your fortress. This is the history. You're selling, you know, the history of your fortress to someone else, excuse me.
But we need chickens!
History is well and good, but we need chickens, damn it.
Chicken.
Well, ooh, wait, no, I know what we can sell them. Reclaim. Maybe we can sell them some iron ore. That's something they might buy. Let's see here.
Is that bone guy off break yet?
No,
Come on, bone
he's
guy.
still taking a break. So let's see if they'll buy some hematite. We'll move some hematite up here and see if they're willing to buy any of that.
Hey, there's iron in here, guys. You want to buy this? You want to buy this?
Well, it's a little bit valuable. Trade, let's see. Yeah, they're actually willing to give us quite a lot for raw hematite.
Awesome. Well, you get your chickens then.
I think we can. So, let's see here. Where did they go? Cage. Aha, here we go. So, I think I'm actually going to get, rather than just a hen, I'm going to get a guinea hen and a guinea cock.
Cool.
There we go. Excellent. Done.
Cool. Is there any? Do we have any extra money we can do more trading and buy other stuff from, or do you want to save the money for later?
I think I want to save what we have right now. If those bone crafts get done anytime soon, and he is making them now. He is making the bone crafts. So, if the bone crafts get done by the before the caravan leaves, we'll sell them our bone crafts and see what they want to do, what else they've got that we can trade.
Cool. Cool.
Bone crafting is sort of a good way to...
We got our crossbow for hunting.
Bone crafting is a good way to get sort of some nice value out of traders, because you don't use the bone for anything else, really. Ooh.
Yeah.
Edza Abulzlar has created a masterpiece.
Whoa. Who's Edza Abelard?
He is our carpenter. So perhaps one of the beds or something that he's made is a masterpiece. Or perhaps a chest.
Nice.
So someone's going to be happy about that.
Good news. The merchants from Malak Morul will be leaving soon.
Yep.
Bum bum bum.
So let's see if we can get some crafts. Bring these craft bins up here. Maybe we can do some quick trades before they leave.
Let's hope so.
Trade. Here we go. So, Lamabone Scepter, Lamabone.
Lamabone.
Yep. Trade them some Lamabone.
Good, get it out of my sight.
Get it away! I don't want to hear about that.
Baby llamas, why?
Well, here, maybe to allow us to forego these kind of problems in the future, we can actually just get some leather and sort of cloth from them, so we don't have to worry about it.
Well, I mean, we've got the crossbow now. We could go hunting for leather, so maybe we could get like
actually,
some armor for the hunter.
Actually, what we don't have is we don't have crossbow bolts.
Yes, we'll get bolts. Get bolts and see if you can get like a little salet or a breastplate or something for our hunter, so that he is safe when he goes out to kill all those friggin' badger swarms. One dwarf with a crossbow can't kill 8 badgers. Come on, man. Should be fine.
I really don't think one dwarf with a crossbow can kill 8 badgers. I think you're underestimating badgers.
Damn.
Those badgers.
Or I'm overestimating dwarfs.
Badgers, man. Badgers. So...
Wow.
What have they got here? That's interesting. Alright, we'll just offer that. And we can get some... We'll get 25 bismuth bronze bolts.
Cool. Nice. I'm looking forward to doing some hunting. Getting out there, killing things, eating them. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Oh, what's that? 1280? A giant bat bone something or other?
Giant bat bone... I don't know. We'll see in a second.
Okay.
There we go.
Pigtail fiber rope? What?
View good. Giant bat bone earring. So quite high
Super
quality.
classy earrings. Wow.
Yeah, different kinds of bone can be actually just remarkably valuable for fortresses. Once upon a time, mermaid bone was easily the most valuable good you could make anything out of, which apparently led to people setting up enormous mermaid farms.
I learned something the other day when I was doing some research about Dwarf Fortress.
Oh.
Apparently, unicorn moats do nothing.
Unicorn moats. Tell me, what is a unicorn moat?
Well, it's a moat filled with unicorns. This is exactly it. Someone apparently dug a moat around its entire fortress and using some kind of a cage and breeding system bred the unicorns and then stuffed them into a moat, like literally neck to neck. And it did nothing because the unicorns were not trainable. So when the goblin swarms came, they all just sort of fell in the moat with the unicorns, and the unicorns did nothing. So the dwarves sat up at the top of the moat, shooting at the goblins, trying not to hit unicorns. But the unicorns did nothing. So, Dwarf Fortress, man. Unicorn moat does nothing.
Filled with unicorns. But yes, apparently the mermaid farming system was disturbing enough in concept that Toady went in and devalued mermaid bone to prevent people from needing to do that.
Really? He was just like, that's too creepy. You're basically killing mermaids constantly.
Evidently,
I don't want that.
You're farming sentient creatures for their bones.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Jeez.
Yeah. So we're back to precious metals being sort of the valuable go-to commodity.
Dwarf Fortress is a game of ingenious players. Most certainly.
That is definitely true. So we're almost to the point where we have our bedrooms up and running. Oh, no. Don't put that door there. It's in the wrong place. So we're almost to the point where we get our bedrooms up and running. Our little hovels for the first class of dwarf, as you would name them.
The peasant class.
Let's go do some more mining, shall we?
Okay, let's go do some digging.
First of all, we've got some more gems here we're going to mine out. There we go. And down into the depths. So, let's see. We might hit another cave system below this one, or we might go all the way down into magma. We'll see which happens first.
Cool. Alright then. Magma or cave system?
And
how are we for time? Sorry, I was trying to message you subtly around it.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, I think we're coming up on... Yeah, I think this is probably a good place to call it here.
Yeah, I mean, we did our whole trading thing. We got the bone stuff done. We're ready to adventure into deeper caves. I'm going to get my hunter out of this.
We've also got our rock blocks being made, so when next we meet our heroes, we'll be able to start building the walls around our fortress.
Cool. And yeah, like you said, so we're almost done the kind of fortress preparation phase. You know, we got stone, we got leather, we have food, the farms are going. We can start exploring and building stuff. This should be getting good. Should be getting good. I'm excited about dwarves.
Well, thank you for joining us for another entry in the Saga of Ballchannels. And we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody. Ballchannels.